Well, what do we have here? We've got RJB, that's me, from RJB TV, bringing you something that I just happened to stumble upon and thought might be kind of fun to throw into the mix. Now you see two names here, Hamburgersasu and Levi Style. Hamburgersasu, pretty much everyone knows him by now, is here playing the blue Zerg on the bottom right of the map. I'm gonna try to call him TOOO, although I might call him Hamburgersasu every now and then. Now, here we've got Levi Style, and he's playing the orange Zerg on the bottom middle of the map. And this is in fact going to be a series of matches consisting entirely of Zerg versus Zerg. And maybe a Zerg versus Terran. And maybe a Protoss versus Protoss. I'm not sure. It's just like these two played like 11 games in a row, and they started playing really uncommon matchups like Zerg versus Zerg. That's really uncommon. That's pretty much the least played matchup in the entire Korean fastest map 1 versus 1 scene. And because I haven't casted as Zerg versus Zerg since like 100 videos, or maybe even 110 videos, even more, it has to be like 130 videos actually. I remember it very clearly. It was Voss against Boss, and Boss in that case was Levi, and Voss was JH. And it was really interesting to watch. Voss against Boss. Now we've got Levi against Hamburger. And both players are starting off somewhat differently. Both players pick their races. Hamburgersasu with 2 hatcheries. Alright, 2 hatcheries in a pool. He isn't being that greedy. Whereas Levi started with a hatchery and then a pool and then a hatchery following the pool. So both players more or less doing the same thing, but in an order that would give Levi a little bit of an earlier edge over his opponent than Hamburgersasu. But Hamburgersasu gets an economic edge over his opponent. So how this is going to play out, I'm not sure. That's hatchery number 3. There is a sunken coming down here for Levi. Levi now scouts his opponent. He finds the location. It's right next to him, which leads me to believe that this Overlord is going to change direction. There it is. It's going to change direction because it wants to get information on what Levi is doing. Levi already starting out with a gas and already starting with a 3rd hatchery. He's got 9 drones though, against 11 of Hamburgersasu and 2 Zergs out to scout and probably try to deal some harassment to Hamburger. But Hamburger already placed that sunken here and they're protecting this entire area against enemy attacks. So the Zerglings are going to eat some sunken shots, and likewise Hamburgersasu starts making some Zerglings of his own. And because Levi sees everything happening, he sees it with the Overlord, he pulls back, hatchery number 4 coming out there for Hamburgersasu, and this Overlord is finally finding Levi Styles' base, who's now adding on his own 4th hatchery. So both players are pretty much mimicking each other, almost not so much perfectly, because they're doing everything in a slightly bit different order. There's gas number 2. Can Levi see that? Levi can see it, alright, so he's got the information. Zerglings fighting against Zerglings there, and Zerglings trying to penetrate through. No Zerglings trying to penetrate through. Just Zerglings fighting against Zerglings, but no Zergling hasn't died yet, although this Zergling is very close to dying. Lair coming out. No Lair yet for Hamburgersasu, which leads me to believe that Levi might be going for Mutalisks, whereas Hamburgersasu might be going for Hydralisks instead of Mutalisks. And this is kind of one of those matchups where Hydralisks can beat Mutalisks simply because Mutalisks are so expensive to make, and you can make a lot of Hydralisks very, very quickly with a good macro build. Hatchery number 5, or you can call it number 6. Same here for Levi Style, although both players once again not entirely synced up. There's he's going for double Hydralisk then. He's adding on a 3rd gas. He's on 25 drones now, 23 drones. He's going to get range and speed upgrade both at the same time, and he's going to start massing up Hydralisks. Whereas Levi Style is going to have to adapt very quick because he's going for Mutalisks, but he won't be capable of reacting and responding to his opponent in time. So he's getting speed, he's getting burrow, and he's making a couple more Zerglings. Hamburgersasu though on the other side of the map, getting both those upgrades and making Hydralisks. Hydralisks Can't kill the Overlord because the Overlord ran away to safety. There is the Spire coming down for Levi. He's making more Sunkens. He's taking another hatchery there as well. Hamburgersasu now mining from all of his gazers, and he's preparing that Hydralisk mass. And we've reached about the 508 mark, where the Hydralisk starts spawning, and he'll be having about 12 of them at about the 520 mark. 520 mark has been reached. He's got 11. I was slightly off, but that's about what you should be aiming for if you go for the Hydralisk strategy. Levi, instead using Zerglings, he's going to burrow them up outside of the vision range of the Overlords. And he's going to try to trap those Hydralisks once the Hydralisks start moving over the Zerglings. But it's going to work? I don't know. But he's going to try nonetheless. And I really like the fact that he's going to try. Although he forgot to burrow them up, instead he's retreating. He's retreating back to base. One Zergling there still to gather information. It's a lot of Hydralisks. A lot of Hydralisks. The Spire is only just now finishing up. And there are the burrowed Zerglings. So he is setting himself up for the surround and the surprise attack. It's a trap, you might say. Mulisk now on the way. He's got a lot of Mulisks and some more Zerglings on the way. So he's going for a more traditional, normal map Zerg playstyle. Zerglings with Mulisks. Hamburgersasu goes in. Hamburgersasu decides to just stop short of the burrowed Zerglings because he's waiting for more units to come and rendezvous from his base with these units here inside of Levi's entrance. The APMs are skyrocketing. 450 APM now. He's setting himself up for the attack. He's balling the units up. Spending his minerals as quick as he can. Lair is on the way and almost finished up. And he goes in for the attack because he sees the units are out. But there comes the Zergling surround. But the Zergling surround isn't quite a surround. It's more so a flank. And Hamburgersasu forced to mark it backwards, but he's going to get cut off. And those Hydralisks are going to pretty much eat the shots of all the Zerglings and Mulisk without being able to fight back all that much. Zerglings slowly streaming in. He's not liking them, but he's got more. He's got a bigger force, forcing Hamburgersasu to pull back and regroup and attack once again with reinforcements. But Levi tries to get us around. APMs have skyrocketed indeed. He's now from 270 all the way up to 400 APM. There it is, the 400, and he's really sniping off a lot of those Hydralisks. The Mulisks are doing a lot of work. The Mulisks now going for the drone. They're going to get themselves some tasty drone kills and fly out once the Mulisks are getting surrounded by the Hydralisks. There they go. And now it appears that Levi is in a very good condition because he's on 38 drones, a lot of gas, a lot of hatcheries, and more minerals than Hamburgersasu, who opted for the Hydralisks. Upside is though, Hydralisks are quite cheap, but Hamburgersasu is going to keep falling behind bit by bit. Now his Overlords are getting picked up there on the sides, whereas Levi is still growing and adding more Mulisks into his mass, and he can of course mute and micro his Mulisks against the Hydralisks, and the Hydralisks will slowly get picked off one by one. There is one, and he flies out, and he's going to come back in for another one. Or is he going to go for the drones once again? Ooh, there goes a couple of drones, there goes more drones, but now he's caught and surrounded by all those Hydralisks, which means he's going to lose a couple of those Mulisks, but the Mulisks being so fast, wriggle their way out of there while trying to pick up a couple more of those Hydralisks. Meanwhile, inside of his base, he's low on gas, but still adding on Mulisks, but Hamburgersasu is steadily growing bigger and bigger, and he's got Ultralisks on the way as well. He's going to try to kill those drones, I'm sure. He's going to try to at least set up something that these Zerglings cannot fight into. 31 drones, 39 drones. So both players, there's a small divide there in the numbers, but the numbers shouldn't be all that significant. Hamburgersasu has a lot of gas, but he's still only on 5 additional hatcheries to macro with and 1 main hatchery. He's going to have to get bigger because Levi has, well, he's adding on 2 more hatcheries now, but he already has 6 of them finished up and running. And he's adding on a lot of Sunkens there in the front that will surely make this game more difficult for Hamburgersasu. Hamburgersasu once again moving on top of those burrowed Zerglings. Are they going to get? They're going to get them burrowed. Hamburgersasu has so many units this time around that it's not really posing much of a threat. Though, maybe I'm wrong. Just look at this. Those Hydralisks are going down so damn quick, and now the Mulisks have free access to the hatcheries here in the back. But Hamburgersasu cannot defend with his measly small amount of Hylists got here, and the Mulists are just going to tear through them without much issue. Hamburgersasu tries to go in with a frontal attack, but he sees that there's a lot of Sunkens there, and he calls it off, calls it GG, and he wins. While Hamburgersasu loses, Levi wins in 9 minutes and 59 seconds. The game started off a little bit slow, but once the action was on, it was non-stop action, non-stop micro, non-stop decision making, and it just so turned out that Levi went for the superior choices and superior execution of his strategy. Now, so yeah, not much to say about this one. It's pretty much all pretty clear what happened. So I'm going to move on to game number 2 and see how that one plays out. Alright, and I just want to say this once more. These are replays from the middle or the end. Yeah, these are replays from the end of the series of 11 games. So the score is completely irrelevant. I'm sorry, but the score doesn't matter. What matters though is the excitement of a rare matchup happening on fastest map with certain amounts of excitement, because it's not like the normal map ZVZ where it's kind of just Zerglings running into Zerglings and then slowly transitioning into Mulisks. No, this is like a macro battle galore with some micro mixed in and all kinds of wacky shit that these players are gonna do. I wonder if orange is too similar to red, but we'll see. We'll see a little bit later on into the game. Going to speed this up a little bit. There was a replay in between this one and the last one, but it was 2 minutes long, and I'm not interested in seeing a Zerg versus Zerg that's only 2 minutes long. Well, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which pretty much leads me to believe it was a Zergling cheese of 6 pooling, and well, we pretty much all know how that's going to turn out. So Levi starts off with 3, no, once again 2 hatcheries into a pool. This time he makes the pool after the 2 hatcheries. Likewise, Hamburgersasu is doing something even riskier. He's going for 3 hatcheries. Then there's a drone trick to make an extra... Or he just changed his mind because he already had overlords. He just changed his mind. So he's going for a pool after the 3 hatcheries and a late gas. There he goes, there comes the gas. And Levi is doing pretty much the same thing. 3rd hatchery there, and this one's going to turn into another one, or is it going to turn into a sunken? So no gas coming out yet from Levi. And considering Levi started with the gas in the last game, before Hamburgersasu started with his gas, I am going to go for a gamble and predict that Hamburgersasu is going to win this one, because he has the quicker tech, which somewhat, for some reason, seems to be the deciding factor in who wins the ZVZ. At least that's what I've seen in the last 5 or 6 Zerg vs Zergs played by Koreans. And that's pretty much maybe the only 5 Zerg vs Zergs in existence amongst top level Korean fastest map players. So hatchery number 4, hatchery number 4. Both players are on track. But Hamburgersasu can almost already afford a lair because he's almost on 100 gas, whereas Levi only just now starting to mine gas. The drone count is about even. Levi now jumping ahead by a single one. Scouting with the Zerglings here as well from Hamburgersasu. There is the lair on the way. Both players have a single sunken to defend. And yeah, he saw the Overlord, so he's gonna assume that Hamburgersasu is up here on the top. Overlord also, well, maybe it was the Overlord that spotted the creep that made him change direction. And Hamburgersasu is just scouting every single location at the same time. Here he finds himself some creep. And in he goes. Zergling's gonna die, but he gets himself the information he needs. I'm not sure whether he saw the... He didn't see the lair, but I assume, he is assuming, we're both assuming, that he's going for the lair as well. This is what Hamburgersasu is doing, and he didn't see 2 dens here, which is usually the location you would be making your double den. If you were going for Hydralisks, you wouldn't make them back here or here, because that kind of blocks your SimCity. So 2 more hatches coming out for a total of 6. Hamburgersasu still on... He's actually doing the same, also going for 6 hatcheries. Spires are on the way. Levi can see it. Levi is going for a late spire. He's going to have to throw one down right about now. There it comes. 2 Zerglings there in the front to check and spot anything that moves out. 2 more gas being added on. 3 more gas being added on. Zergling speed is finished up, and Hamburgersasu is going out for the attack. He's planning on being the aggressor and beating Levi to the punch. Levi also has Zerglings of his own, and now the Zerglings are going to fight against the Zerglings, and this is going to be a mess. And luckily, orange against red is pretty clear to see, actually. And they're both just going to run along. Hamburgersasu gets caught out in between. Did he bite off more than he can chew? Zerglings now on the counter attack. He can access this single sunken. Fight happening here, and this is pure chaos. He's trying to get in, but he can't get in, so he's just gonna have to fight these Zerglings here and get a surround on him. He wins the fight here, but here Levi is trying to get on this single sunken here. He actually gets the Spire. Spire goes down there, which now means that Levi has the advantage because his Spire is almost about to finish, but he's low on gas. Hamburgersasu to throw down a new Spire very, very quickly. He doesn't lose the sunken there, and eventually Levi does wind up winning the Zergling versus Zergling fight. So now Levi is on the counter attack, and Hamburgersasu is forced to make a lot more of them Zerglings to defend, and he's got no Spire. It looks like Levi style is coming out on top because he's got Immunist on the way, and there's no Spire anywhere to be seen for Hamburgersasu. There's a Spire, but it's only just now starting. It's gonna take a while before it finishes up, while the Mulisks from Levi are gonna probably be around here once the Spire itself finishes. I'm just going to keep this selected so we have a timer or a clock that Levi and Hamburgersasu both have to race against. Levi trying to get on top of the sunken, but he gets blocked access to it. Oh, gotta keep that one selected. It's only halfway done. It's not even going to be finished. When Levi arrives inside of Hamburgersasu's base, which actually means Hamburgersasu might just lose his Spire once again. He's gonna try to get back into Levi's base with those Zerglings again, because he's been trying a couple times now. Zerglings spotting drones and Zerglings. Zerglings now trying to go in, but they're walking straight into this Mulis. Mulis gonna have no problems taking down those Zerglings. Zerglings now trying to get in. He gets in, he gets a surround on the Spire, goes for a straight for Spire, but Levi already queued up more Mulis. Spire goes down, something might go down as well, but nope, all the Zerglings go down. But he got the Spire. He's got to slow down more Mulisk reduction from Levi in the foreseeable future. But Hamburgersasu got pretty badly hurt, having to defend himself against those Zerglings, and Levi is now on the hunt with these Mulisk already moving across map. Hamburgersasu got some Mulisk on the way, but it's only 4, not that many, but he did make a lot of spores to defend himself against the Mulisk coming in from Levi here. These buildings here on the edges are exposed outside of the range of spores, so he might just lose this hatchery. He might even lose this one as well, and this Evo chamber might go down as well. Quickly making another spore there, but it will not take some time. He's got more overlords spawning. Overlords now spawn. More Mulis are being queued up. Total of 7. Levi is getting a lot of upgrades and getting Hydralisk speed because he wants to mix it up and add some Hydralisk into the mix. Hamburgersasu is getting Carapace. Flyer Carapace for the Mulisk. That's the Mulisk armor. Whereas Levi can't make any air upgrades at the moment. That's why he also went for these double Hydralisk dens, so he can have more forces out on the map quicker than if he waited for the Spire to finish and waited for the upgrade to finish. So Carapace upgrade for both air and ground on the way for Levi. Only Carapace for air on the way for Hamburgersasu. Hamburgersasu is desperately trying to add on more hatcheries, more Mulisks, more Overlords, because that is at the moment his limiting factor. Mule is trying to hunt for Overlords, but he's not finding any Overlords because all the Overlords are here inside of Hamburgersasu's base, who knows that Levi would probably try to take them down. Although he does spot this one here on the bottom. Circling here goes in, trying to scout. It goes down though, but it gets itself useful information. Attack coming in for Hydralisk as well. Levi is 40 supply ahead over Hamburgersasu. Hamburgersasu is trying to catch up and become bigger and bigger really quick, but he might not be quick enough. More Mules spawning. Sunguns now. Wait, that's a double highlight then as well. He's really running behind on the facts. Levi style has a huge lead. 12 drones more. His economy is booming. His mass is exploding. But Hamburgersasu is going to have to try and do the impossible. Those highlights that are already out here for Levi might just spell doom. 2 Scorches going to scout and maybe kill something once they're done scouting. Although Hamburgersasu tries to take it down. That's a double muta micro movement. That's really sweet stuff. That's really sweet stuff. Microing 2 groups at the same time with a really, really fast clicking of his. Of course, 24 turn rate helps with it. So yeah, around and round he goes. He gets spotted out by all these burrowed zerglings by Levi. Levi is actually really smart. I really like this guy. He's got a really good Zerg versus Zerg for fastest map. Whether ZVZ is also good on normal maps, I don't know, but on fast map he's really, really solid. Hamburgersasu gets caught out and is forced to retreat back to base. Whereas Levi has a huge, humongous mass, moving over the map, preparing itself to attack and run into Hamburgersasu's base and finish him once and for all. Hamburgersasu's base is a mess. It's a little bit tricky to navigate and click on things, but he's simply too small. He's almost 80 supply behind on Levi. Let's call it 65. And Levi runs himself into some sunlets, but those sunlets don't really pose much of a threat. Now the mutalists from Hamburgersasu are coming in from behind. But there's so many high-loadists here, so many mutalists, but those mutalists from Hamburgersasu don't really pose much of a threat. And it looks like Levi is just going to run him over without much problem. High-loadists now spawning for Hamburgersasu. The upgrades for Carapace is already finished for Levi, whose high-loadists are a bit more beefy and will survive a little bit longer. Carapace, level 1 attack, also has finished. Oh wait, this Carapace for Levi has also finished for his heir. And Hamburgersasu loses this game as well. That's maybe 2 wins for Levi, 1 win for Hamburgersasu, and wait, maybe 0 wins for Hamburgersasu, maybe 3 wins for Levi. I actually want to go and check on the replay I skipped, just so I know who wins it. So let's do that. Let's go check up on that replay. Now, because this replay is so short, I'm just going to scoot right through it and speed it up and see what the result is going to be. I'm not going to go for a real cast on this one. Just going to pew pew pew, go for 4 times speed and see who wins the game, Ooh, this is a huge advantage here for Levi. He's gonna spot this out, but there is the pull coming out from Hamburgersasu, and Levi already started with the hatchery. Starts off with the pool now as well, but drone's already going for the attack here from Hamburgersasu, and Levi knows he's screwed because he started off with a later pool from Hamburgersasu. Hamburgersasu is pretty much just teasing his way into this one. Zergans are going to be spawning soon here as well. Zergans are already halfway done. No, Zergans are already done. And Levi is trying to defend himself, but Hamburgersasu is canceling and making those creeps. This one's not gonna finish though. It's cancelled. This one also not gonna finish though, but Zerg is already out. Actually, it looks like Hamburgersasu is gonna lose this one as well, and Levi wins this one really easily. That's really easily defended. Hamburgersasu tried to all in, but Levi, being lucky and being right next to him, finds out pretty much instantly with the Overlord Scout. Whereas Hamburgersasu went the wrong way, had no information, and pretty much just had to gamble and guess what Levi was doing. So that's actually 3 wins here for Levi, who pretty much, yeah, just wins 3 games with really well played stuff. He just played it really well. Well, yeah, that's the one more game, so let's jump and dive right into the 4th one. So yes, Zerg versus Zerg, and because of the length of the video, this might already be spoiled, or maybe Hamburgersasu wins it, who knows. But this is the last game of the day, and let's see how this one is going to play out. Both players are once again right next to each other, and they actually scout the right way. Hamburgersasu scouts Levi's way, and Levi scouts Hamburgersasu's way, so let's see what is going to happen here. They both find each other. Overlords are flying and scooting in. Both players saved up for a hatchery, so both players starting off with the hatchery. He's going to keep his pace up a little while longer. There comes hatchery number 2 for Hamburgersasu. Levi as well going for a second hatchery, and they're placing their overlords on top of the minerals to annoy their opponents, because that's so damn annoying when you have to click exactly right next to the overlord to put your drones on the minerals. Now I'm going to slow it down. So hatchery, hatchery, pool, hatchery, hatchery. Hatchery, hatchery, pool, hatchery, hatchery. Both players are doing the exact same thing, and Hamburgersasu is a little bit ahead of Levi with his 12 drones against the 9 drones there from Levi. Though now 11 because he has to make a sunken there. He has to make 2 sunkens actually. Because he sees that Levi is not making one of his own, which means that he's probably going for Zerglings to attack or defend with. Both players coming down with an early gas. Levi is a little bit ahead with his gas, but as I said before, his supply count is a little bit smaller. Not anymore though. Just gonna jump right back into Hamburgersasu's favor right now. But it mostly just comes down to when the next Overlord finishes, which will finish first for Levi. But Levi, of course, has 6 Zerglings, which is minerals that aren't used to mine. But they can be used to attack and harass, or they might already be there for future fights. So Hamburgersasu saving up a lot of his minerals. Oh, sorry for the yawn. It's pretty late here. I should probably go to bed after this one. Hydrant is then coming out for Levi. Hamburgersasu forced to run away and pull that Overlord to safety. He's going for... Why can't I see? Oh wait, never mind. Hamburgersasu is going for speed. Whereas Levi is going for some Hydralisks. So he can try to snipe this Overlord before it reaches the safety of the hill. That's not going to happen because both Overlords are already reaching for the hills. And these 2 Hydralisks are not going to kill it. Not going to cut it. Lair on the way here for Hamburgersasu. Lair also on the way there for Levi. Levi has added on a 5th hatchery for macro, whereas Hamburgersasu is now adding on a 5th and a 6th hatchery for macro. Which leads me to believe Levi might soon add one of his own. Although he did spend minerals on this, and this, Zerglings, Sunkens, and a Den, which Hamburgersasu did not spend his minerals on. Hamburgersasu on 30 for drones. He's trying to rush for the Spire. He's now throwing a couple of Sunkens there in the front just to protect himself from frontal attacks by Hydralisks that might be capable of sniping this hatchery here on the side. Because, well, theoretically speaking, Levi might have been going for range. He didn't, but he might have. Spire coming down there. But Levi is still getting information with these Overlord. Whereas Hamburgersasu is no longer getting information because the Overlord got scared away by the Hydralisks and the Hydralisk Den. More of those Sunkens coming out. Zerglings being made here for Hamburgersasu en masse. And he wants to pair that up with Mutalisks. The drone count though is falling behind on Levi. Levi is droning up really hard, really quick. On 42, 32 for Hamburgersasu. Spire there in the back. 2 more gas being added on, but it might be a little bit late because he has to catch up some gas income. He wants to make a lot of Mutalisks very quick. Because Hamburgersasu already has 3 gauges mining gas. Well, 1 mining gas. The other 2 are empty. Because now he's adding on 9 drones onto the gas to quickly fill up his need for gas. He's also saving up minerals so he can start making a lot of Mutalisks very quick. Likewise, Levi is doing the same. Saving up minerals, saving up gas, so he can produce a lot of Mutalisks at the same time and start the fighting. Hatchery number 7 there. Hatchery number 7 here for Hamburgersasu. So both players are pretty much doing the same. Hatchery number 8 and 9 there as well. Whereas Levi is also now adding on hatchery number 8. But not number 9. Hamburgersasu has more minerals, but he has fewer drones. That's interesting, actually. Now he's spending all of his gas. Adding on 3 more gas there on the top side. So you can start making more Mutalisks in the future because Mutalisks are very gas heavy. They require so much gas to be produced. There's hatchery number 9 for Levi. Already has a couple of Mutalisks out. But pretty much no Zerglings. Zerglings... Ooh, Scorch is hunting for a Mutalisk. Mutalisk is going to have to micro their way out of this one. And they do, actually. He picks up 2 Mutalisks. Well, 1. And 2 of them almost died, but he picked up 1. Scorch is forced to retreat. Great micro movement and micromanagement there from Levi. Does a pretty good job. More Mutalisks coming in here for Hamburgersasu. His economy might start booming soon. Honestly, he's got way too many drones on the gas, but his gas requirements are quite high. But it means that the drones on his minerals are quite low. And you're seeing that in the fact that his income is slower than Levi's. who only has 21 drones on the mineral of the gas, whereas Hamburgersasu already has 27 drones mining gas, soon to be 30. But he's adding on drones to his minerals. But given the fact that Levi has more drones on his minerals, he's got 62, 56 now for Hamburgersasu. Also adding on more hatcheries. I kind of lost count because this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is... Alright, he's got 10 hatcheries. Got a queen's nest there as well, so a spire might be coming out soon. No, he's going for a queen's nest. He's going for queen and snare and going for queens. So he can ensnare those mulisks and slow them while they're in midair. Or they're on the side, manage to keep those mulisks at bay. Hamburgersasu has no spores, but he is now actually almost on the same drum count as Levi is, but he's pretty much supply stuck in it to a degree. No longer is now, although now he's getting Levi's supply stuck by picking up Levi's overlords. They're on the sides, and the supply count is now actually higher. And in he goes. He fights into 2 spores, so he's forced to retreat. His mineral's still dreadfully low. His gas is a little bit high. He's got a serious bit of overmine going on, whereas Levi has no overmine on his gas or his minerals. He's spending everything really well. So yeah, and this is the kind of situation where you have to pretty much conclude that Hamburgersasu could probably have gone by with 21 drones mining gas, or you could call it 7 extractors, which is 21 drones. I'm gonna take a large sip of water because I really have to be in pristine condition to capture what is going to happen next. I think this is about 3 Mulilist groups, maybe 4 Mulilist groups. Likewise, 3 or 4 Mulilist groups coming in for Hamburgersasu, and here the fight commences. This is going to be 2 different... Ooh, there comes Eve and Snare from Levi, and Levi is instantly coming out on top. And the Mulilist cannot escape because they're too damn slow. They can't fight back. And Snare just fucks with Mulilist so damn hard. This was an absolutely brilliant move from Levi. He completely got Hamburgersasu off guard, and Hamburgersasu is still feeling like he got screwed so damn hard by that ensnare. And that just goes to show that one well-placed and well-executed ensnare can completely turn the fight around. But Hamburgersasu already has that double den. He's got some upgrades on the way, so he's scrambling really hard to refill up his mass. But Levi, on 73 drones and a bigger base, has to be feeling like he's on top of the world right now, because the game is definitely in his hands. Although, you never know. Things might just turn around in favor of Hamburgersasu. But just looking at what both players have, Levi is in a way better spot. Hamburgersasu tries to go in once again from the bottom side, tries to go in he goes, tries to dodge the spin and snare. He actually puts his Mulilist on top of the Mulilist of Levi to avoid the ensnare. The ensnare would then also hurt Levi. Levi's got so many Mulilisks with level 1 carapace. That's also level 1 carapace. He's got so many Mulilisks dealing AoE damage that Hamburgersasu just loses the fight instantly. Those Hydralisks did pretty much nothing at all, and now Levi, having finished his Greater Spire, comes in with the Guardians from the side, which Hamburgersasu does not yet have. He doesn't have a Greater Spire. So in comes Levi. He's got Lurkers in the making as well, and Zerglings as well. He's got an absolutely amazing unit combination here. Hamburgersasu is staring down the barrel of an 0-4. You see, there's no way he's going to win this one. He's going to do a lot of work in the back. Mulilist also hammering away on those units. Now Devourers coming in, which will nullify and counter every single Mulilist that Hamburgersasu makes from this point onward. And the mindful here from Levi is actually pretty good. He puts his units in a really good position to fight against those pilots that are on the low count. The highest number is actually doing a lot of work here, because look at the amount of Mulilist that Levi has left. And he's now only making Hydralisks fight against this, because he cannot afford to make more Mulilist. Now the Lurkers are coming in from Levi, there's no overlord here on the side. Gotta pull overlord over really, really quick. Those lurkers there burrowed on the side of Ori, got a lot of work to take him out. A lot of drone kills, and remember, those top 2 gas ineffective. But over taken out with a lot of pilots. Levi is really positioning himself on top of those lurkers, forcing those pilots to take lurker damage. While the Guardians fire from the safe behind the lurkers. Hamburgersasu has already lost a couple of drones there. I think he lost about 12 drones. And he's really, really small. His mass is super small, and he just doesn't have the income to keep making new units so quick in rapid succession. Whereas Levi is more comfortable because he is losing less units than Hamburgersasu is. He's balling up another mass Mutalisk inside of his base, got Zerglings, and the fire there on the middle already is going for a mass swarm. This is consuming those Zerglings so quick, and that means a frontal attack is coming in now from Levi, while the attack there on the left side has been held and defended by Hamburgersasu. In come the Zerglings, in come the Dark Swarms, and there's no ground forces there capable of fighting under the Dark Swarm for Hamburgersasu. Lurk is now coming in as well. Lurk are under the Dark Swarm, and Lurk is now going to try and fire on the drones, or he's going to fire away at whatever he can, because it looks like the drones are just at reach. Zerglings are tearing through the tank here in front. Wait, no, he got the drones. He killed all the drones with his lurkers, and it looks like Hamburgersasu is toast. No, he's Hamburgersasu. He's a hamburger, but the hamburger got ruined. Levi completely ruined Hamburgersasu, and Levi comes out on top, winning 4-0 in a Zerg versus Zerg show-off between Hamburgersasu and Levi style, and Levi actually showed up huge. This guy's got a beautiful Zerg. I absolutely love this guy's Zerg versus Zerg on fastest map. It's honestly one of the best Zerg versus Zergs I've seen, or maybe Hamburgersasu is out of his element in Zerg versus Zerg. I don't know. All I can say is that I'm amazed. I'm actually amazed by this guy's Zerg versus Zerg, because this guy is an absolute mad lad, winning 4-0 against Hamburgersasu in the rarest matchup on fastest map. You can probably hear the excitement. This was really good stuff. I really enjoyed this one. This is actually epic stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. I mean, I did. I'm happy. I'm smiling. This is some real great stuff. So yeah, I don't have much else to say other than wow, 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 wow. Great stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.